Alright, welcome back to the Thomas Rocket Car. Getting close to the end here, and what I'm doing today is repairing the firewall where it's rotted out and making new extensions to the front fenders. And then we'll do the toe boards and the front of the floor and the firewall be complete. So we're going to start over on the passenger side. Let's go over there and check it out. Alright, so you can see here the toe board. What I'm going to do is this is a piece of sheet metal angle here. I'm going to extend over to tie into here, and then I can replace the lower part of the floor, and the toe board will come across and touch the fender here and make a seam there, and then the firewall will go from this piece to another piece up here, and we'll put the firewall back. And there's a bolt-in fender extension that goes from the firewall over to here. I think I might just make it one piece because it'll be easier. And they'll come over and touch the inner fender and then seal this area back up here. So I'll make these parts, we'll go from there. Alright, so I got a couple of cross pieces welded in here, just bent up 16 gauge into a little trough to match this. One on the top and one on the top and one on the bottom. I've already made my upper piece that goes up here. I'll show you what I replicated. This was what was in there before. It had a bent, it was one piece and it screwed in with an edge, and it was kind of glued with tar on the edges. But I'm getting rid of this seam and these bolts and just welding it in solid. So I already made the top piece, I got that up in there, I don't know if you can see it. And I got a rubber edge, door edge molding, and I've lined the edge of the metal with that to make the seal to the fender well. So this piece we got trimmed up ready, and what I got to do is, this firewall has all got bead rolling in it. So I'm going to mark these bead rolls here. And then I'm going to add a bead roll detail to the patch panel here. Probably run the bead rolls in 6 or so inches, and then terminate it with some kind of end marking just to finish it off. I'll bead roll those in real fast, and then I can fit it up permanent and weld it in here. So I'll get back to you in a minute when I get all this bead rolled and set up. Alright, so I got the bead rolled in here, matched up pretty good. I got my rubber edging on here on the edge, fitting tight to the fender, and I got it clamped down, so I'm just going to go ahead and weld it up to the floor. I mean, this gets carpet over it anyway, so nobody's even going to see it, but at least on the firewall side, if you look under the firewall, this was all undercoated too, but at least the body line, the bead lines will go out, and it'll look like it's supposed to be there. So I'll go ahead and get the sucker welded in, and then we'll work on making the floor patches down here. I got the firewall piece all in and ground down, and now I'm working on the first part of the floor patch over here by the fender. So here's the hinge for the door, the lower pocket hinge. So I added this filler piece up here, and then now I'm working on the first flat panel of the floor there to come over, and then when I get done with that, then I'll patch the fender in here once I get done. But I need the room to come and clamp here, so that's why I don't have the fender patch in there right now. Alright, so I got the first piece of toe board welded in here, and it's all the way out to the edge, so now I can patch the fender and make the next pieces over, and then we'll move on to the other side of the firewall. Alright, we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to take and trim the firewall down where it's rusty here. Use the steel as a guide. I'll just go ahead and I'll whack this out of here, then I'll build the extensions over to the fender here, and then we'll make the firewall piece. On this side I also got to do a little bit of floor repair down in here. I got to replace this triangle in here before we do the toe board, but we'll hack this out of here, we'll put the firewall in, patch it up, and then we'll make this piece and this piece, and then we'll put the floor in. Alright, you can see I got the firewall piece made here. I went and I bead rolled it all to match up to the existing bead rolls. And I got my pieces tacked across to attach it. So we're going to go ahead and clamp this down and weld it in. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. A little salmon day for you. Aha! So you can see I've got the piece set back in here. I went and I made the upper piece up here. Where's my finger? There it is. I made the upper piece up here. Got that welded in. So I'm going to go ahead and start tacking this lower firewall piece in. Get that in. I got my rubber edge around here for hooking up into the fender. I got it all welded in here and ground down. Now the next step is, before I make this floor piece here, is this piece of structure has got some rod in it here. I got to cut out a section of this and replace this. Then I got to put a triangle section on the floor here. So I appreciate everybody watching the whole series. It's been pretty awesome. This car was way rustier than I thought it was going to be, but almost 300 hours later, it's back in one piece. Just about. I'll have probably 300 hours in it when I get done here. So I'll go ahead and I'll work around with this. So I'll come back and you can see what it looks like after I get this fixed. So I went ahead and I made a patch panel for this floor in here. So I had to put that in first before I can make this upper piece. But it's a piece here. It's got some, actually goes like, how's it go? Actually goes like this. It's got some bead rolls in it to match the existing. And it just goes down in here. It's a real tight fit, but it goes down in the bottom of this floor. And then it matches this one here. And then I can put this corner piece in and it'll do the toe board. So I'm just going to go ahead and fight this in. I just made it up on the bead roller here. So I'll go ahead and fight this in, tack this in all the way around. Then I'll go over here and I'll start making these panels. Alright, so I got the floor panel welded in here. I threw a quick coat of primer on it because it's going to be buried in the floor. And what I made now is this piece here, which I primed on the inside where I can't get to it later. This piece goes over here, which I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, maybe. Goes in here to tie the corner of this floorboard down by the fender, and then I'm going to make this piece. So I've made this. I'm just going to go ahead and weld this in here. Bink! Like that. And then I can put this floorboard on here. Then it'll be done like the other side, and then we can kick this out. So I got my corner piece welded in here, and I've made the toe board corner extension. And I got that clamped down. I'm going to plug weld it on both sides to the... I'm going to plug weld it on both sides to the strips here. And it'll butt up here to the floor nice, weld it right across here. So I'm going to go ahead and weld that in. And then finally we'll be on to the rest of the toe board. And it's hot out today. It's like 90 degrees outside and it's about 85 in here. I'm trying not to sweat on all the clean bare metal. Where are you? Aha! Alright, so I got the toe board made here. And I've already primered it on the inside so it's not bare metal on the bottom. But what I did is I drilled out for plug welds here at the, the structure like this. I drilled out here. And here's a tip for making things a little easier. I can't really clamp this down because there's no way to get clamps around everything. So I took some self-tapping sheet metal screws. I ran them in here and here to hold it. And when I, so I can plug weld these and plug weld these, and I can pull these out. And the hole made by the screw, when you plug weld it, will get welded up. So it won't have to leave any holes in there. So it works out really good to hold things down. I mean, it's holding this down tight. I'll just weld on either side of the screw. I can even move the screw over and push this down, or I can push it down with a hammer. Usually I'll take the body hammer when I'm welding, like here where there's a little bit of a gap. I'll go and I'll push down with the body hammer and then do my weld here on either side of it and push it down and weld it. And then I can take that and tap the metal down to get the seam tight. But this fits up really good. And so it's taken me 6 months and almost 300 hours to rebuild this car from rusty junk to new metal. So I appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned to the Quick Speed Shop for all kinds of builds. I've got 10 cars stacked up out back that I own that I want to get built here. So there'll be plenty of projects for all kinds of people and plenty of things to follow along with. So please subscribe. Check the thumbs up, hit the alert so you get alerts when new videos come out. I try to send at least 2 videos a week, sometimes 3, and they vary on different topics. Could be hot rods, could be I did a review on my lawn tractor. I'm working on my 37 Ford. I'm putting my Model A truck back together. So there's quite a few different things I'm going to be working on. I got a 2010 Ford Super Duty build coming up, so that'd be a build series. So anything you want to watch, I'll probably be doing here. And I appreciate everybody watching. So let's go and weld this floor in. All right, so I'm on the other side now. Got this one all trimmed to go down and ready to go. I've done the same thing as that side, drilled. Got some sheet metal screws to hold it down. And I'm going to go ahead and plug weld all to the brackets, and then skip lap around the edges, and then the floor will be complete. So I'll go ahead and get that welded in, and then we'll come over here to the fender and we'll make the patch panel and we'll patch this fender. Alright, so I got the piece all welded in and ground down smooth. So the whole floor is complete here, and I don't have any more primer. I'd throw some more primer on it, but let's go over here to the fender hole. Okay, so I got my patch fitted up pretty nice. It's going to be a butt weld all the way around on this one. Whoop. And I got just a little bit of gap here to fill in. So I'm going to get the welder and I'm just going to tack it here and just kind of mold it into place, because the panel's got just a little bit of curve to it. I'm going to tack it and work my way until it's all fitted together. So I'll fire up the welder and hit this corner, get the back going, and then reach in here. This door jam's kind of wide, so it's hard to get a clamp around it to push together, but I think I can make it happen. Now I'm just going to go around and slowly tack in between all the other tacks and butt weld this all the way around. Alright, bam, there we go. Got it welded in here. There's a little bit of a wrinkle in the fender up here, some old damage, but so I'm going to go ahead and get this ground down and ready for the body shop. And then the next step is going to be repairing the right door here, and it'll be in the upcoming episode of the Thomas Rocket Car, which will probably be the last construction video, and then we'll do a wrap-up video of the entire project. So as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you again at the Quick Speed Shop.